Means Jobs. I am the DEI and Community Engagement Coordinator.
Hello, my name is Deanna Strudowski. I'm one of the business service leads in the business service department. Okay. So we're here today to discuss some of the processes that we have here at Ohio Means Jobs and then some of the services that we can offer for you guys. So when you come into the center, if you've never been to Ohio Means Jobs, Cleveland, Cuyahoga County, we're located at 1910 Carnegie Avenue, across the street from the Wolsting Center. We have free parking. We're accessible to public transit. You're more than welcome to come. So when you come into the center, you have we have you signed in, but say you don't have anyone to meet with, you just want to print out some copies of your resume, you just need a quick help applying to a job or creating a resume because you have some background information, but you might need help typing or anything. You come into the center and get those services for free. If you want additional services, we do have a youth department from the ages of 14 to 24. They help with job placement, resume writing, mock interviewing, coaching one-on-one. They also help with housing, anything you may need to get you job ready. That can include uniform, housing, food, resources. It's to get you job ready. So you can come in for that. We also have our career service department. They cover 18 and older. They're there also to help you become job ready, and they also have training as well if you need help upskilling yourself, whether it's to get your HVAC license, home health aid, STNA, or just those minor certificates to give you that bump in pay. Then we have a veterans department, and we have also other resources within the department. Our veterans help anyone who came out of the military that's a dishonorable discharge. And then our services. So the business services, our goal is to get out into the community and work with employers. So I have relationships with tons of different companies, and the relationship I have, and that's our goal, is to have it with HR and the hiring manager. So when we have these relationships and we're talking about the positions and you come to us, there can be a wide range of things that may be happening to you when you're applying for jobs. So some companies in healthcare and other industries, they use a software called applicant tracking software. It's where the resume, your resume gets scanned. If it doesn't have the keywords, HR may never see that resume. So sometimes you look at a job and you're like, that is 100% what I do. That's 100% me, but they're not calling me back. Or I'm getting automatic rejection emails. We work with the employer so our job seekers don't have to be subject to the applicant tracking software, ATS. We also work with our job seekers to prepare you for a mock, like we do a little mock interview. The recruiters will help you. They ask you questions. They let you know, hey, these are some of the questions, be prepared in the interview that they're gonna ask you. Or if you're in a difficult decision and you don't know how to decide what job is for you, or, how do I have this conversation with this employer, maybe about my background, maybe about transportation, daycare. I need to leave at this time to pick up my kid, or the work starts at 8:30, but I can't be there until 9 because of my daycare issue. How do I have that conversation? So we help you, and we also understand with the employer. Some of us, we can go and tell you, no, this is the hard time. They are very particular about this time, or you know what, they're flexible. Let me go talk to them for you. Or let me coach you how to do it when you're in the interview and what time you start telling them. Like, when are you preparing those questions? Right when you meet them or after they make you the job offer? So we're there to help you, to coach you. We're there to follow up with the employer to say, hey, we sent you this resume. What's going on? Give me feedback. Why are they not a good fit? Was it the interview? Was it what we sent you? Why aren't they a good fit? So we can have that conversation with you to get you ready for the next job. So we're kind of that liaison for you to help you get the job. Any other questions or anything you guys wanted to ask? Okay, so we also provide supportive services. These are really helpful things. So we have a process where we check your eligibility to see if you're eligible for some of our grants that we have. That's all done at the center, but say you need RTA passes to maybe get to an interview. So we've been working with you. We know you have this interview coming up, but your car broke down or you don't have the transportation, the means to get there. We can see if you're eligible to get free RTA passes. So say we got you the job, you're gonna start, but you don't have the gas money right now to get there, or you don't have the vehicle. We can give you RTA passes until you get your first paycheck. So we're working with the employer, we're working with you, and we're just checking eligibility at that point. We can also provide under our grants, steel toe boots, PPE, uniform, and maybe a few more things I would just have to. I know that some job seekers will go to a staffing agency and they'll work with them to get a job. That's common if you want to get your foot into the door because you're having a hard time just going through the front door with some type of employer. Because we know some staffing agencies, you know, they got some leg up too, right? But if they're charging the background check back to the job seeker, we can definitely work on making sure you get reimbursed for that. Because I know some of them do that. So it's more ideal working with us, not to toot our own horns, but we're trying to make sure you're not getting anything charged against you or getting out of your paycheck to get a job, because our services are 100% free. The only thing we ask of you is to keep us in the loop. Let us know, hey, I'm going to this job fair today that you guys are hosting, or I'm going to this one that you recommended I go to. Tell me how the conversation went with the employer. Let me know that you made the interview. Let me know if that employer never called you, so we can make them accountable. And we want to make sure that we're working with good employers that have good communication and not dropping the ball. I don't want to send anyone to any employer who doesn't even respond back to me for 2 to 3 weeks, because that's not fair.
Good morning. My name is William Hood. I have a question for you.
Absolutely.
Myself and some of my more mature friends, they have a problem with most employers. They say they're hiring, but when it comes to people like over 50, they usually don't get back in touch with us, even though we might be highly qualified. They look at that age, and then that's kind of like a negative thing. Do you guys handle mature people like myself?
Absolutely, we do. So we would encourage you to come into OMJ, and we have partners with it, which is Advantage as well as AARP. And with our partners, they would represent you, and they would also assist you with job placements. Whereas going through Advantage and going through AARP, they would be able to protect your I want to say pension and whatever other salary, whatever income that you have, where it won't affect, you can work as many hours or less hours as you want, that won't affect your pensions and your salaries that you're currently making.
Or Social Security.
Or Social Security benefit. It won't affect your benefits by going through one of our partners.
Okay, thank you. Because like I said, I've got a lot of friends and older family members. They are highly qualified, but nowadays, most of the jobs are curving to the younger set. And it's just like, we don't exist. We have no value anymore, but we know we do. But a lot of
great value. And
a lot of agencies won't, take that into consideration. Most things are curved to the younger set now. They're courting the younger set now.
No, unfortunately, William, you missed it. A few months ago, we hosted a career fair that was geared solely towards our Golden Year members. And it was amazing. So I have to make sure that we keep you in the loop the next time that we host it. I know that September 16th is Grandparents' Day. And I know that we're working with Louis Moore, and we will definitely have a lot of employers that focus on our Golden Year members. So definitely September 16th, we will have something.
Well, see, that's the main problem. A lot of my constituents and friends, they don't have the information. They don't get the information because a lot of them are in their little net. They don't want to take the next step. Okay. So I'm in a position like knowledge is power. I get information from like the FSS program. I try to feed it to my family, my friends, but if they don't know, they can't participate.
Absolutely. William, you have access to email, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah.
You can drop your information in the chat, I'll make sure I put you on our mailing list, and every time I send something out, you'll be one of the first people to know.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Excellent.
I'll do that. Thank you, guys. I want to monopolize the show, but thank you.
No problem.
And I'm bringing up ageism is actually very important. That's something we don't talk about, that happens to us all the time. Doesn't matter if we look young, somebody could be younger than us, but we don't talk about ageism. And that's one of the things I'm really happy to say, that Ohio Means Jobs does talk about ageism. And I know personally one of our recruiters did help somebody who did have a barrier. I'm not even going to say their age, but they were over the age of 70, and we got them a job.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we even worked with them, because they didn't have a high school diploma or GED, or we flat out just ask HR, if we send you this person, no name, no nothing, this is what's going to prevent them from getting a job. Will you even interview them, and will you hire them? We went all the way to the director to give us an answer back, and then we forwarded their resume because the job seeker gave us permission. So say we have a second chance person, someone with a criminal background or anything, we're having those conversations with the employers. We're identifying which employers will take somebody who's a second chance job seeker. But we're also identifying what is the limitation. So if, I'm not going to send somebody that might have, for example, if they stole money, I might not send them to a cashier position, but depending on how long ago and what type of jobs you held and everything, I'm going to pick up the phone and say, hey, I have somebody. This is what the situation is going to show up. Will you even give them a chance if I send you their resume? Because I don't want to waste the resources. I don't want to waste the time. And I want to be very mindful, because people know what stops them. They're aware of it. They want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's bring it up. Let's talk about it. Let's see how we can help you. Anything else you want to add?
That was good. No, that was good. What questions do you guys have for us? Is there any other barriers that you see, or questions that you may have regarding the process?
Well, not so much the process, I guess. Hello, Diana, and
Right.
what did you say? Derek?
Yes.
Eric, how you doing? Thank you for coming. My name is Marie, and I'm a case manager here at Lakeview Terrace. So kind of the new kid on the block. First day I was CMHA, at CMHA, but I'll be hosting a mock interview on August 25th. I wish you guys could come. That would be ideal. And you guys actually, okay, and you guys do the mock interviews. That would be perfect. I wish you guys could come. We're gonna have this nice little event coming up here, and because I was going to ask, what are some of the questions that we should, focus on in doing this mock interview? It's a 2-part series. We first come at them with the mock interviews, just giving us some tips. We do have Step Forward who's going to be there, but then there's going to be a second half of that day where they'll go into the actual mock interviewing. After we give them the tips, after we sit down and explain all the tips to them, so we'll go into the actual mock interview. I wish you guys really could be there. That would really be great to hold the mock interviews. So
you said, I love the fact that you said it 3 times, but where are we at? We are on 9. So
Hold on, we're pulling up our calendar right now. Well, I'm pulling his up. Let's be honest right now.
I'm a little bold.
The 25th.
And it's from 12 to noon. Noon to 2 p.m.
So here's what I like to do. I don't like to come empty-handed. See here, I have on the 25th.
This is your calendar. This is yours.
What I want to do is, let me see if I can pull a genie out of the barrel. So here's my email. I'm going to put it in the chat.
You're thinking of sending employees?
Okay.
Of course, I don't like to come empty-handed.
I'm sorry, it's in all caps.
Sorry, it's in all caps.
It's my computer.
No, I'm yelling my email address at you guys. I'm yelling it at you. So I would like to bring some employers. So I would like to come the second half. And if we come the second half, I'll bring some of my employer friends, because if we're going to groom them, why not put what you've done in motion? So what I'll do is I'll bring some of my recruiters, and they'll assist you with the mock interviews. And in the second half, I'll bring some of my HR friends who's hiring. Yeah, I know I can probably, I'm not going to promise who I'm going to bring because it's such short notice. And I've been dragging them all month of August for events, hiring events, but I'll probably bring maybe 3 or 4. I'll shoot out an email real quick, but I need you to send me your flyer and some details of what you're doing so I can put together a letter real quick.
And how many people do you expect to be there? I'm familiar with that location too, so I know it's pretty large.
Lakeview Terrace.
Mhm.
Lakeview Terrace. So I know a manager gonna choke me.
How many people do you think are gonna show up?
A good sound 10.
That's good.
That's
Okay.
fine.
10,
helpful.
15, including, yep.
So
Okay.
on the Ohio Means Jobs website, and I could pull it up if you guys like, there's actually a really cool resource there. I do understand about the digital inclusionness and the digital gap, but there is a resource on there that talks about interviewing questions, how you should answer it, and how to use the STAR method. And I know that's really helpful, and they have the most common questions for intermediate to advanced. And it's just something I really enjoy using.
Yeah, we have access to share.
Yeah, I can share it.
Okay.
Something I use all the time. Let me just make sure
Thank
everything.
you.
You're welcome. Let me just minimize some stuff. All right.
I'll have to make you the co-host.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, you could try it right now.
Thank you. Okay, so remember, this is a live demonstration, so let's have fun with it. So when we are at the Ohio Means Jobs.ohio.gov page, it looks like this, you guys. We're gonna go in, I can't see it, where we go. We're gonna go and log in. If you don't have an account, we can help you make one. Give me a second to log in. I should be able to. If not, I'm going to see if there's another way for me to log in. Give me a moment.
This is going to take you right.
Doing right now, it's just thinking.
It's going to take you.
I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. I'm going to try a different approach. Give me 1 second.
Let me see. And mine is not. It's something about this room.
Yeah.
Because I'm all black.
Big interview. Sweet. This is what I'm looking for. Give me just 1 more second because I'm just doing this on the fly. I want to see something. How do I log in? Okay. I wasn't prepared for this. I do apologize. I don't know why it's doing this to me.
Language ID. I can't help with my computer in this room is late. So
Okay, you know what? They got pictures. Cool. They got pictures. We'll go through this. I can talk about this like in the back of my hand. Shockingly. Okay, cool. It is called The Big Interview. It is an Ohio Means Jobs statewide program that's 100% free. You can make an account. We can help you with this. This is how you download it. This is what the dashboard is going to look like. I'm going to zoom in like crazy. Give me a moment. Let me know if you guys can. Is it working? Yeah, okay. Can you guys see that? I know it's hard to see, and I'm sorry.
I can see
Yes,
it.
we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so when you get to this big interview, this is the dashboard. There's a learn section just to learn about different tips and everything. It kind of looks like this a little bit. Then there's a practice section. You can record yourself, your resume, some data. But let's see what else they say. So the learn, this is the cool part. So when they're talking to you as well, so these are where you can go in, learn about what are inappropriate questions, take a quiz. It's a video. They're talking to you. And they're also typing everything out. So depending on your learning style, it's equipped to you. So when people tell me, how do I negotiate? I send them this video and I say, now come talk to me. So it helps.
Very nice.
The practice part, this is so cool. So this is also connected to what we use. It's called ONAT. It's through the Bureau of Labor Statistics. We use that to build resumes. We use it to identify if it's an in-demand job. We use it 1,000,001 ways. This website also uses it to identify questions quickly for you. So these are the types of questions that you can use. See right here, it says, walk me through, this is for the top 10 interview question. Walk me through your resume and your background. There's a little tip section that would be around this page, and it would let you see what are they actually asking you when they ask you these questions. They even talk about behavioral questions. There's some questions we get in an interview that says, tell me about a time, blah, blah, blah. They don't care about that time. They care how you resolved it. What was the problem? How did you handle it? How did you overcome it? What are your barriers and what are your communication management style, thought process? How do you manage stress? That's what they're looking for. So we identify those questions and we help you through it. This is why I really like this site, because it gives you those insights. These are the videos. If you ever want to sit and record yourself. I learned about myself doing an interview. When I'm thinking very analytical, I do this and I count and think, and everybody in the interview looks up. And so I caught that. So now when I count, I put my hand underneath the table and I'm doing the step 1, step 2, step 3 in my head, but I used to look up. This catches those little nuances that we don't realize we're doing unintentionally. Or maybe we're saying, there was this time, we catch those in the video. So they're really cool. And you can share them with people, which makes it 10 times better because, you know, everybody got their own opinion of how you can improve and you can share it. Other things that it gives you assignments. I'm not familiar with this part. I'm sorry, this is probably a new thing. But it does show you things that you've accomplished, completed. I wonder if it's just assessments on how you did. So I'm just going to skip over it because I apologize. I'm not big on it. But yeah, you can log in. It's 100% free. I know I'm scrolling up real quickly. It is accessible through Ohio Means Jobs website. So you don't even have to go through this part to log in to see it. It's just a really cool resource. And it's right at your fingertips and it's 100% free. And I love using it. When I used to be a career counselor, people say, give me a mock interview. This is what we use a lot.
Nice, nice. But the event will take place in our, the mock interviews are going to take place throughout the lower level of our facility. But we're going to be, if you guys will be there, then we're going to be in the state-of-the-art Spectrum Lab with the state-of-the-art computers. So if you want to show them on the computers we can walk them through that process as well.
So that'd be amazing. So the way it'll work is I'll send my crew the first half. We'll come out, do registration, create OMJ accounts. So that way they can go on, we can show them how to apply. We can show them how to use that, the website, do the mock, help you with the mock, and then I'll bring some HR friends. And hopefully we will walk away with employment. And William, please bring your friends and I will bring out my AARP friends. I will also, William, I'll bring my Anthem friends and maybe my Oak Street friends to see if I can get them to pay for lunch for us. I'll see about trying to get Anthem or Oak Street to pay for lunch.
Looking forward to it.
Well, we already have food ready, but
cool. If y'all got that, because you guys trying to focus on William.
You can bring some out.
They never invited me to anything. I don't get emails from CHMA or yeah, I got it right.
Well, you just got invited.
You guys were talking about the mock interview program. Are you guys familiar with Towards Employment?
Yes.
Mr. Cannon, I had the privilege of working with them about 2014. They have an excellent mock interview program. I mean, it catches you doing things you're not conscious of doing, like swiveling in your chair instead of paying attention to the interviewer, and your things like that. And it really does work. It really does.
Yep.
Oh, and
So-
Shiana, good afternoon. Since you're there,
Good afternoon.
could you please send me the information so I can call Mr. Cannon back?
I definitely will. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, and then.
But I'm gonna hold
our-
you guys to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I'm passing the
our-
word. I'm passing that good
careers-
word.
Yes, our career services work really heavily on that one-on-one coaching. We kind of dazzle in it a little bit because we're more focused on your job ready, you're ready to go. We're just fine tweaking you. So
Okay.
that's where we're at. So we have talent developers that are willing to work one-on-one, revising that resume, giving you 110% of the mock interview. We do it just to prepare you for the job that we know we have at hand.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to
absolutely.
let you know why, if somebody came to you and said, I came to business services, they said they couldn't find my resumes, they sent me to another department or another person. That's why, because we identified, okay, we're gonna spend so many, and it's not to be rude or anything. We want to send you to the person that's gonna help you the most. But we could still talk to you about jobs while you're getting job ready. We could still do
Nice.
both simultaneously. Anything else you want to add? Any other questions you guys have? I always say the more questions you ask, the more resources I'm gonna pull out. We have tons of resources here.
Tons of resources, okay?
I have a question.
Yes.
What would you say is the most difficult part in landing the job?
I can give examples.
Yeah,
So
you can-
it honestly depends. I have one company I work with. Once you submit it, if they're interested in you, you have less than 24 hours to click on an email. And then you got 3 days to do a interview, a video interview with nobody there watching you, and they record you. And that's the short turnaround time. They say we called, we left the voicemail, they never answer.
That
We
one.
call you and you're like, I never got it. My voicemail is clear as on it, or you never set up your voicemail and cleaned it out. So it can depend on the employer where they take 2 to 3 weeks to finally hire you, or it's going to depend on the job seeker. So it really depends on the situation and what is happening.
The tracker, the
Oh, the
software.
applicant
The
tracking software.
applicant's tracker is by far the most challenging technology for job seekers and the employer. Yet though the employer has chosen to use this software to help them as a sourcer. However, it's keeping you from ideal candidates because this software is looking for everything. It's looking for keywords.
Mhm.
Everything that you're looking for in the job description is what the tracker is looking for. And if it's missing one keyword, it's going to kick you out. So I don't
Oh,
know.
not even that. It's time. Some are actually time. If you don't fill it out in say 1 minute, 2 minutes, because your resume is not clean enough to upload it and it pre-fills it cleanly, kick you out of the running. There's just so many things. It just all depends on what the job is, what the company is, what are we looking at? Yeah.
So it is so crazy because a lot of times how you fill out these applications, you start it, you run downstairs and get something to drink, you come back upstairs, not knowing that you're doing yourself damage by not sitting down and doing it. So that's for me, that's the biggest deterrent. And then just the patience. And then a lot of people don't realize that we all want to work for the county or we all want to work for the government. But a lot of people don't understand that everyone isn't invited to take the civil service test.
Oh yeah, we just learned that too.
Everyone doesn't get to take the civil service test.
What else did I learn? Oh, some county positions can take 7 months, 6 to 7 months before they even reach out to you. So some companies can't even reach out until they have enough applicants in their talent pool to call an interview. But when I got my position, I'll never forget this. I applied for a position of my dreams. a year later, and I was like, I applied for this. I don't even remember what the position was. I don't even have the job description anymore. It's been a year. You guys still haven't filled it. And I said, why haven't you filled it? Oh, a lot of us have been on vacation, hiring freeze, this and that. I'm like, I already got employment. So then it came to, what is your salary? Is it higher than what I'm making? Do I really want to go back and do this? So it just all depends. And some of the level entry jobs, companies have that ATS. And there's one healthcare provider that a lot of people want to work for. They use ATS.
Yeah.
And it's so sad for a cleaning position. They can't even fill it because of that computer system won't let them know that somebody applied.
I noticed, I was on a virtual community partner conversation webinar yesterday, sponsored by Cuyahoga Job and Family Services. And they mentioned that there were over 91 positions for case managers available. So, and I want to share it with some of the young ladies or my clientele here. But I believe the polishing and going over the mock interviews and stuff to prepare them, I want to share with them, but I think it's imperative to get them embraced and to embrace them for what's the requirements to nail that interview. And but the purpose of the mock interview here is with the sweaty palms and the things I experienced personally. And I think it's designed to get them over that nervousness, So I want to share that about the many jobs that are available in the county, but I also want to prepare them to nail the interview if they are called back.
Absolutely.
You want to add anything to that? I mean, we're trying to work with them too.
I can see if I can get them to come.
Yeah, we can see if we can get
I
them
can
to
get,
come.
I can try and get them to come.
We can just ask.
So you send me a list of your dream employers who you would like on the 25th.
Oh, it's about to blow up. Okay, yes, sir. It is going to be a two-person. Now, make sure I got to tell my manager too, because I know.
Well, make sure you get clearance. But in the meantime, I can reach and see if I can get them.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so, but I need your information. I'm looking in the chat.
It's in the chat.
Okay, I appreciate it. I really do. So, okay.
Even if, so I know with the Cuyahoga County, even if I can't get, I'll try, but I may be able to get them to come to speak to as to what that process is, because I think county is a civil service and they can speak to that process, the application process. If they don't come as an employer, they may be able to come as a educational piece, as the mock interviews, as this is what it looks like to work for the county. This is our hiring process. So we'll add to that. I'm sure I can get my girls to come for that.
So a lot of times what we do is application day, just to get your foot in the door. We talk about what next steps look like. Because that's the part a lot of people don't know. Sometimes you got to go through 3 or 4 interviews before you even land the job. So we talk to you about it too. What does next steps look like? What should you be expecting? Some employers will say, thanks for sending me this resume. I'm going to call them before the end of the day. I work with the recruiter, so he'll be like, okay, I'm going to let the job seeker know to be on the lookout for it. So we're just in constant communication, trying our best.
Okay. I know one of the things that I found very, very imperative after a very important interview was make sure I send that thank you note, that thank you email, that thank you card or whatever, just to show gratitude and make sure I get a head start of the other interviewees. So, yeah.
That's always good too. Yeah. Any other questions or anything?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do have a quick question. So many of our residents, they have like strong skill sets, like they know how to do a little of everything. But sometimes, and this is not to be, any type of way, it's not what they say, it's how they say it, or,
Yes.
sometimes that could be a little off-putting to the folks that are interviewing them. So how much emphasis is placed on soft skills?
A lot. So I'm a fan of soft skills. And a lot of people believe that soft skills is something that we just don't have. But I always revert back to, we were taught those as children, the pleases and the thank yous. So you always have to make us go back to our adolescent years and pull it out. So as you are going through the mock interviews, you may want to set aside a little bit of time and remind everyone what soft skills look like. To my friend, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. If you shoot me an email, I think I still have a training deck that speaks on soft skills, and I'll be willing to share that with you. And I think it's only like maybe 5 or 6 slides, but it's always good to remind people of the pleases and the thank yous. And as you're talking about interviewing, remind them that, forget that it is an interview and remove the word interview and speak to them that it's just a conversation. In our mind plays a lot of tricks on us. And because of that, we become overwhelmed with the thought of an interview. But remind them that you're going to have a conversation with another person who once was in that seat, right? So they already understand where your nerves are. So they are trying to get you as comfortable as possible. So don't psych yourself up, and just remember that you're going to have a conversation. So sit and have a conversation and remember what your mom and father taught you with your pleases and your thank yous, and sit up erect and act like you were taught something, and just relax. And it'll take your nerves and it'll take you to a whole nother different place. So just remember that, and I will share that deck. What does soft skills look like and what do they sound like? And it'll go a really long way.
Thank you for that. I'm Sabrina, by the way. I'm one of the FSS coordinators here as well. And my information is right there in the chat, johnson@cmha.net.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Sending that to him right now from my computer. One moment. Okay. Another way I like to remind people of their soft skill is talk about those oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? Transferable skills too. There we go. I'm like, Derek, you're supposed to be able to read my mind. Come on,
Yeah.
you know this.
Counterpart.
So I, as well, is what is transferable to the job I'm applying to. Just because I know how to use a mop, clean, and do all that, I might not know how to use those industrial machines, but doesn't mean I can't learn. Doesn't mean I'm not a quick learner. Give me an example of a time I was a quick learner while I'm saying I'm a quick learner. And real quickly in a sentence. So when they're asking, are you able to learn? Are you able to comprehend? Of a time I was a really quick learner. So I always go back to the STAR method. It's STAR is situation, task, action, results. So I always go back to that when we're doing an interview, because it tells a story. It's literally, I'm talking in a story format.
Thank you.
That should also help. You're welcome. Any
Okay.
other?
Are there any other questions?
I'd just like to say, I can't wait to meet you guys. You guys are wonderful. I can tell you got that chemistry, and it's going to be a pleasure to get to know you and introduce people, because you're going to make them relax and let the real them come through. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you guys. You made this afternoon wonderful. Thank you.
Likewise, I truly enjoyed you as well. I look forward to meeting you all.
All right.
Thank you guys so much. I'm just happy to be on the mailing list.
We can tell. We can tell.
Okay, if there's no more questions, that will conclude our webinar for today. I would like to thank you, Ms. Diana and Mr. Derek, for the presentation. You all are wonderful. It was very informative. Thank you so much. And thank you for everyone that came today and joined in on this webinar with us. We do have another webinar coming up on August 22nd, Healthy Habits. So everyone will be getting that information in email as a reminder. And thank you all for coming.
Thank
God,
you.
peace and
Thank
blessings
you.
to everyone.
Thank you.
Have a
Thanks.
good day.
You
Good
too.
day.
Bye.
Bye.